Yo, what's going on YouTube? Jan Moses here, back with another My Team video. Now, before we get into today's content, I wanted to take a quick second to plug the podcast that we just uploaded today on the Broth Cindy channel that I recorded with my boy Harry. We recorded a couple of days ago, so it's still pretty topical, pretty relevant. We shared our thoughts on the state of my team here in Season 1 from his perspective, which is more of someone who's played the game a pretty fair amount, especially early on. Harry hit level 40, I would say, within the first maybe week to 10 days, I want to say, whereas I just hit level 40 today. So I'm giving more of the casual player's perspective, whereas Harry's giving the more engaged player's perspective, which I think is pretty good. And we're going to try to upload more content like that in podcast form, hopefully throughout the year, as long as my team doesn't become too boring, because then if that happens, we'll just do a lot more park content when it comes to our 2K related content here on the Broth Cindy channel. With that being said, I really wanted to just take some time today with me hitting level 40 and me completing these Dunktober agendas to really talk about how much I, as a 2K player, not just a casual 2K player, but a regular 2K MyTeam player, I really enjoyed the fact that 2K gave us these Dunktober agendas this week. You have a week to do them from this past Friday, so as of this recording, which is roughly 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, October the 8th, you have until this coming Friday, so what is that, 4 or 5 more days from now? And they're really not that challenging when it comes to these agendas. There are a couple of things that do require you to play online, such as you can see right here for the Amethyst Equal Chance Pack. One of your objectives is to win 3 salary cap games, which I really enjoyed. I hadn't really played any salary cap up until this weekend, where I played my first one before these agendas dropped, and I enjoyed it. And then when I saw that we had to win 3 games as part of the agendas to get the final pack from the Dunktober agendas, I thought that was great because it's a really fun game mode. And maybe if I played it a lot more, I wouldn't enjoy it as much. But at least as someone who's now only played the game mode 5 times, I went 4-1 this weekend, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really fun game mode for someone like me who doesn't have the most competitive team, because as a casual player who's going basically low money spent, I plan to only spend $10 at most per season if I choose to buy the Pro Pass, like I did this season. I'm not going to have the most competitive team. My best player right now is probably Ruby De'Aaron Fox, up until I get my Diamond Kyrie Irving, which will be happening in this video. And so to be able to take players that I have to have their salaries add up to, for this weekend, $11,500 in salary, makes it pretty fun. I think it's really cool. I like that they also give you the option to, in this case, play and win 3 unlimited games, or just play and win 3 domination games. I needed to hit level 40 today. I was at level 38 when I hit this objective, so I ended up just playing 3 domination games, even though I already had the Ruby De'Aaron Fox, and I was able to hit level 40 while grinding for this Amethyst Equal Chance Pack, which is great. So again, you can work your way down all these. Like for the Ruby one, win 5 clutch time or clutch time offline games. That's great. I did them all offline. There really is no online only requirement until you hit Dunktober Part 5, which I think is great. And the fact that they have 20 multiplayer dunked, and you can kind of tie that in to salary cap wins as long as you're good at attacking the basket, I think it's great. The dunks are really easy to get. So again, shout out to 2K. I want content like this on a more frequent basis. I think it's healthy for the game. Kind of like for the same reason why I like the Gauntlet, as we talked about in the podcast. Now, the Gauntlet really only is going to be great for a certain number of people, because not everyone's going to be able to get this Chris Bosh. I laid out a couple of alternative ways that I would go about doing something like the Gauntlet going forward. If you want to see what my thoughts were and what my good buddy Harry's thoughts were on how 2K can implement more events like the Gauntlet going forward, go and check out our podcast where we talk about it, I would say a pretty good amount. And I may end up engaging in the Gauntlet. We still have basically a month left. I just wanted to wait a couple of weeks. Harry actually already got Chris Bosh. He texted me yesterday that he gave it a shot, and on his first run, he ended up going 15-0. Actually, I think he went 16-0, which is incredible. which is great. I would love to get this Chris Bosh card. I think he's going to be a really good card for a really long time. And while we probably will get a very comparable, if not better, diamond power forward or center in the near future, to be able to grind and get one for free, if you're able to get him, would be great because of the 60% tax. So yeah, would love to go and get that Chris Bosh. We'll see if we do it. It may be something that I do on stream within the next couple of weeks or so. Before we get on to all the packs and stuff that I have to open, since I did talk about salary cap, I wanted to show a dynamic duo that may not be common knowledge, but I feel like in a game mode like this, knowing what the dynamic duos are and understanding which ones are the really good ones is really going to be key. You can see right here, I have Derek Fisher and Robert Horry, which I think is probably the most well-known dynamic duo in my team right now, because it's basically presented to you right off the bat when you log into my team. And in the My Team blog, they talked about this before the game came out. So I'm not going to really talk about them outside of the fact that if you look at their salaries, Derek Fisher, who's usually an 80 overall Emerald, comes in at 400 salary, and Robert Horry comes in at 500. So you're getting two 87s for a combined 900 in salary. And to, I think, even top that off and make it, make them even seem like the second best dynamic duo is, I guess, what I'm trying to say here. James Posey and Nick Van Exel, both of whom are from the Mirage program or promo, whatever you want to call it, the Mirage set. They are both 400 salary. I don't know what the proper term is there, but let's call it salary points. They're both 400 salary points, and they're great. I mean, their dynamic duo is honestly excellent. I probably didn't enjoy them as much as other people have, but this Nick Van Exel card becomes an absolute demon with this dynamic duo. I mean, he becomes a midi monster with 88 mid-range. He's already pretty fast with 87 speed, which is great. And then he gets a number of really good badges too. And then I believe the James Posey actually gets a nice boost to his speed, which I really like, along with an 88 3-ball, which is massive, a really nice release. Yeah, he gets up to 79 speed, which is really serviceable. He's, 6'8", with a 6'11 wingspan, so you can play him at power forward if you want, and he'll be really, really good for you. So this was my team for salary cap. I went, I think, 2-1 with this team. I ended up going 4-1 overall, I want to say. I could have gone 3-1 with this team too, honestly. I don't really remember. But this team was really good. I really enjoyed this team. I love the fact that Nate Thurmond, who's an Amethyst, is 1,500, and then Channing Frye is 2,400. So I don't know if it's because Nate Thurmond just can't shoot the ball from 3, but Nate Thurmond's an absolute monster. It is pretty hard to green releases, at least for me right now, and I would say the opponents that I played for the most part in salary cap this weekend share that same struggle. So if I'm going to be bricking threes, why don't I just punt on shooting threes entirely with my center when I'm running my group off the bench, and just bring a guy that I know is going to be a monster on the glass, a monster in the paint, both offensively and defensively, and someone that I know is just going to be an anchor for me on defense. So Nate Thurmond was that, and when my offensive players were really struggling, or what I should say when my starters were struggling, my bench really came in and they provided a really nice spark. So this is a really good lineup. I really like it, and it's at exactly 11,500 when it comes to the salary cap value. So really, really nice squad, I would say. Before we get into the pack opening itself, I do want to start by getting my guy Kyrie, because I'm very excited about having Kyrie Irving on my team now. So let's go ahead and start with Kyrie. Oh, I get both? Okay, well, that's cool. All right, well, you know what? If they're going to come in packs, why don't we just jump right into some of these packs right here? Let's just get these out of the way because I don't really care about any of these. I don't really know what 2K is going to be dropping this week. I'm assuming we're going to be getting... We get an Emerald Jazz player? Ooh, Larry Markin. I don't think I have Larry. That's pretty cool. I don't know what 2K is going to be giving us this week in terms of content. I know that we still have... more players for the perfect build collection or whatever it's called, the Kevin Durant one, as we get a Bruno Fernando from the cooking packs. That's very exciting. We'll do 2K Day Deluxe. Give me a Ruby out of this 2K. So let's see what we get out of that. I'm hopeful that we get an Emerald. That's whatever. Do I have an Emerald from this set? I do not have Michael Cooper. I'll take that just to add to the collection. I'm really hoping that we get more grindable content like we've been getting with prior weeks, Tuesday, grinding or grindable sets. I want to see more things like this Dunktober. I would love to see this Dunktober equal chance agendas. I would love to see things like this propagate more often, like at least once a week. I think is healthy for the game. I would love it if we had it on Tuesdays and Fridays. I mean, maybe not something like this every Friday. Like, I would love it, but I could see why 2K would be like, we don't want to give away too many of these kind of players every single week. But if they did this like twice a season, 3 times a season, that would be amazing. I think that would be great. All right, Legendary Path Deluxe. Can we get an Emerald or higher out of this one? Let's see. We do get an Emerald. And it's going to be an Eric Snow card, a card that I already have. I think the other one I have is, yeah, it's non-sellable. So I'm just going to quick sell this one for 25.20. I'll take that. Pretty solid amount of MT, which was more, but you know, 2K is going to 2K with the quick sell values. All right, let's go through it one by one. We're going to start with the gold and get this out of the way. Shannon Brown, all right. I don't even know who the golds are, so that's a surprise to me. The only things I know in terms of the players, I know there's a Ruby Serge Ibaka, and that's the Ruby that I want the most. The Ruby that I don't really want, I think, is the Juwan Howard. I think he's a Ruby. I've heard a lot of people complain about him. Emerald, we get Roko. I love Robert Covington in my team. He's always an absolute monster. So that's a really, really nice pull. That could be a really good salary cap addition for us. Depending on who's in the Sapphire set here, we may get someone that could go onto the salary cap team as well. We get Kevin Johnson. Could be good, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see. Don't really know if I have a spot for a point guard on the team. All right, here we go. Ruby. I would like to have Serge Ibaka, but if I don't get him, not the end of the world. Here we go. Can I get Serge? We get Baron Davis. I didn't even know Baron Davis was an option. I'm not really crazy about point guards right now. I have De'Aaron Fox, and I'm adding Kyrie Irving today, right here, as you can see. All right, Amethyst. There are 3 players, I believe, that you can get from this pack. I'm going to rank them from players I want the least to player I want the most. They're all really good, I think. And I'm not going to be upset, or at least too upset, at getting any of them, obviously. I would say the one that I'd be the least excited to get would be DeMar DeRozan, because he has a 66 3-ball. So while I could probably give him a shoe and make it a 73 ball or 69 3-ball and make that at least a more makeable 3-point shot, I guess, I'm just not that crazy about DeMar DeRozan. I mean, I still think he'd be a monster, and I do have a need pretty badly for wing. Like, I need better wings, and I think he'd be a really good small forward, and then I could basically kick Ron Artest to the bench and have him be my bench 3, which would be pretty nice because Ron Artest was a day 1 card. So DeMar DeRozan is my least desired card from the set. Next up for me, it's really tough because the Ja Morant card is awesome. Ja Morant looks like an absolute demon, but I'm getting Kyrie Irving right now. I'm really excited to use Kyrie, and honestly, I really like that De'Aaron Fox card. He's so good. I know he's not super tall, but he's really good. And then you have Karl Anthony Towns. And I've always enjoyed using cat cards in my team. And I just think having an Amethyst center that can shoot would be great. Because if I'm, going into online play and I don't want to run Nate Thurman because Nate Thurman can't shoot for whatever, or whatever reason, I still want to use Nate Thurman even though I love Nate Thurman. If I want to be able to spread the floor, I can't run Nate. And so cat would at least give me some more floor spacing. I just don't know how good the release is. So I guess if I had to rank it, I'd probably go DeMar last in terms of what I think would help my team. DeMar last, I guess Josh second, and Karl Anthony Towns first. But man, if I get Ja, I'd be so excited. All right, here we go. I believe we get a walkout to this, right? All right. Here we go. Come on, 2K. Small forward is going to be, yes, DeMar DeRozan. Okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. DeMar DeRozan. Again, he's also pretty helpful. Him being able to play shooting guard is pretty interesting, actually. I did not know that he could play shooting guard. Had I known he was able to play shooting guard, I may have almost said I would want him on my team over having Ja Morant, just because of the fit and my team need. I just feel like we get point guards so often in my team. Ja would have been really fun to get for sure, and obviously I really enjoy using Karl Anthony Town cards in my team. But it is what it is. Really excited to get to use Kyrie Irving though. Kyrie Irving finally hitting level 40 in my team has been a bit of a challenge for me this year, given that I've been pretty casual with my approach with my team. But hopefully this shows you that, hey, even if you aren't someone that grinds my team every single day, you can still get the level 40 reward and have 10 days to spare, which is awesome. So Kyrie Irving is home finally. Now what's the point of this pack? Is this like a second Kyrie Irving? What do I do with this? Do I quick sell it? I'm so confused. Why do they give us two? I thought it was only the card art that changes. Cool. So you get both. Alright, that's cool, I guess. Whatever. Alright, is there anything else I want to do? I don't think so. So I guess, we'll quickly add these new players to our lineup now. So I guess now, oh, don't mind the D Brown. I was doing a challenge for that Jordan Walsh card. So we'll throw Kyrie Irving in here. So Kyrie, team him up with his former Boston Celtics teammate, Marcus Smart. I wonder though, let me take a look at DeMar. Could DeMar run at the shooting guard? 95 mid-range is great. He has 88 speed? Why did I think he had less speed than that? This DeMar's not bad. Okay. That's really nice. I like that. I mean, like, he's not a defensive menace, but that's not what DeMar is known for. Respectable lateral quickness. He gets midi magician, which is really, really nice. Precision dunker is also pretty nice. Does he get clamps? Silver Deadeye. Does not have clamps. I would have to add it to him, but that's fine. I think he could be really good at the 2-guard spot. I mean, no clamps is kind of unfortunate. But I think for now I could even do something like this. At least I think. My only issue with this lineup, as I have it currently constituted, is I have only 2 players that can shoot threes. So, oh my god, this is also not... No. Okay, well, this is not my final lineup at all. But this could be my my starting 5. I love Giannis. Like, maybe Giannis becomes my 5, and I get another shooting power forward. Like, this is why I really wanted Cat. But I do have the Channing Frye for right now, and we're in a state right now where we're just, we're grinding up our MT. I mean, honestly, my lineup would look something like this more than likely right now. I'd probably do Channing Frye at center, Jabari Smith at the backup 4. And like Desmond Bane is really cool. I'm really enjoying using this Latrell Sprewell card. I think he's great. I think honestly, I could maybe even move Sprewell to... Actually, I can't move Sprewell to backup to start to my starting 2-guard spot because he has gold clamps. But it doesn't make any sense. Let's quickly take DeMar into shoot around. I just want to see what DeMar's shot is like, and then we're going to end this video. But yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that I got DeMar. I feel like it's always the player that I'm like least excited to get is the one that I end up getting. Oh my god, I have my meter on. That threw me off. Let's turn this off. So Kyrie, what's that release like? Okay, slightly early. Why does he kick his legs out like that? That looked much better. Okay, so Kyrie's got a nice release. What about DeMar DeRozan? What are your hot zones like? Of course, all around the mid-range. Is that late? That's early. DeMar, okay, still early. Still early. Okay. I can just... Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. That's a green. That's going to be a green as well. What about from 3? That's early. That felt early. How about that? Oh my god. I'm going to have to give him a shoe. There we go. From the corners, he can wet it, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, this DeMar thing is going to be pretty good. Yeah, that release is really nice. Okay, yeah, I'm sold. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to keep him at the 2-guard spot, but we'll have to see. Because the thing is, I would like my 2-guard to basically be able to shoot threes and play great defense. And this DeMar does not have clamps, and he does not have a high 3-ball rating. But he's greening everything right now. So, we'll see. But I'm happy with it, man. I mean, all I'll say when it comes to DeMar, like, obviously, you know, Cat would have been great. I think I'm going to say that I probably would have taken, if you're looking at longevity, right? Because from a no money spent or low money spent perspective, these high-end reward cards that you get, or cards that you get for grinding, you really want them to be players that you can use for a long time. That's the reason why I ended up taking Ron Artest over point guard options or center options when we had the Trendsetter exchange set that came out. Because Ron Artest, to me, is always going to have a spot on my team until we start getting like diamonds and pink diamonds routinely coming out, because then at that point it's a ruby card, you know. And then amethyst is going to be like the floor that you want. But Ron Artest, I think he has gold clamps. He plays really good defense, really solid 3-ball, really good release. That's what I want from my wing. And while DeMar doesn't really have that, he has the speed where I think he could be really, really good. And I think him and Kyrie could be a lot of fun together in the backcourt. And if not, I always have Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart has clamps. I can throw him in there. I can throw John Starks. I believe he has gold or silver clamps. He can play at the 2-guard for me too for right now. But we're sitting really pretty, man. We are almost at 500K. We're almost at actually 475K, which is pretty damn nice. Hoping that we can maybe hit 500K or even more maybe before Season 2. That'll be great. And then we're going to wait and see what Season 2 has to bring, what it has to offer. And then I may eventually start all-time domination. I kind of want to wait to get a better team, and I also want to wait until the Season 2 level reset happens so I can start again at level 1 and grind my way back up. But I think right now the smart move is to kind of wait. I am in no rush to buy players. I want to see what they present in Season 2. Maybe we'll do a YouTube video covering the blog when it comes out for Season 2 with Harry. We'll have to see. I'll talk to him. But yeah, for right now, I mean, this is the lineup. I think it's looking pretty damn good. Even if this isn't like the best fit in terms of floor spacing right now. I mean, is there anyone else I'd rather bring in? I don't think so. Was Baron Davis any good? New York Knick legend Baron Davis. Of course he has gold posterizer. And interceptor. It's pretty sick. Silver clamps. 74 3-ball. Okay, not bad. 86 speed. 87 lateral. Okay, Baron Davis is a dog. Love that. We got some really good defensive pieces, man. I like it. Really exciting stuff. I don't think Kevin Johnson is going to have great defensive ratings. Okay, I don't really think any of you guys care about this. 90 speed. Okay, we got some pretty good budget options from this set. I'll take it. Anyways, this video is dragging on. I hope you enjoyed. That's what the team is looking like. Those are my thoughts on the agendas. Again, shout out to 2K. If we're going to, as a community, crap on them for everything that they've gotten wrong so far this season, we should give them a pat on the back for when they do things right. And the Dunktober agendas for this coming week is a good thing. And we need more of that going forward. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time. See you later.